If we don't use mark-to-market, what's better? What should we use?
This is a tricky question because I've seen all the debates in the media, et cetera, on this topic, and I actually agree with the whole notion or idea philosophically of mark-to-market accounting. It's the application of the mark-to-market accounting that I think needs to be reformed to some degree. As it stands today, the banks are required to, in some instances, write down a particular security to liquidation or exit value. In other words, what they can receive from a potential buyer if they were to sell that bond. In most markets, historically, that price is very similar to or very close to the true economic value of that particular security. In today's market, there's a complete misalignment between economic value and exit or liquidation value. And that's because we're in a distressed market with very few buyers. So we would say use mark-to-market accounting. And the way that we would apply that, or the way that I would apply that, is report the market values in the footnotes to the financial statements. So potential buyers of the securities or stocks of a particular institution will have all that information to help them make decisions. But don't use exit or liquidation value to affect the capital of a particular institution. And when you write down the value of a security to exit or liquidation value, then it affects the capital of that institution. It also affects their earnings, therefore or thereby hurting them, because then they're low on capital and they may need to have a capital injection, or they become a distressed organization and they become a forced seller themselves, which is part of the vicious cycle that we're in that's created the perpetuation of this whole economic situation. If you apply it in such a way that the mark-to-market is determined by the fair value, and fair value is economic value on the balance sheet, then you won't need to write down a particular security and affect the capital calculation and the earnings calculation going forward. An economic value, I would argue, would be determined by the present value of the expected future cash flows of those particular securities. A bond does not necessarily need a buyer in order to realize that economic value of a securities. That can be received over time through the cash flows that they receive every month from principal and interest payments.